beautiful land back here. If you got stranded around here though, it is still cold at night. It's warm right now, it's 55 degrees. But you might think this is a beautiful area to make shelter, but it's not. If you look behind me, you can see we're in a big gully here. This is a flood zone. Flashlight comes through here, that's it. You need to get inland, you need to get up above everything. This is a dangerous area to camp. Let's find somewhere better. Now this right here I like. So we're up and out of the floodplain. We're in a fairly flat area. We're about 150 yards away from the pond and the creeks. This will be a good area to put in a temporary shelter. So the importance of a temporary shelter is so you have somewhere to sleep, somewhere that's warm enough for you to survive while you work on a more longer term shelter. So one very important thing is you want to be at least 150 to 200 yards away from any water source, pond, creek, river, whatever, because that area is going to be hot with wildlife. So if you're near a bunch of wildlife, you might have a negative encounter. Secondly, you want to be away from low-lying areas, floodplains and stuff. This land that I'm in, this whole area that I live in, is one giant floodplain. It's even listed on the FEMA map as basically a giant floodplain. Let's get to work. What we're going to build today is a simple Deborah's hut, just big enough for you to fit it and sleep in. Shouldn't take you more than a couple hours at the most to produce this. One also very important thing to check for when you're choosing your shelter site, look up above you. Look above you. Make sure that you do not see any widowmakers. So we've got this one tree right here. That's a little on the questionable side. So we'll move our spot a little further back out of the way of that tree. Now over here, I don't see anything dangerous or anything that could potentially fall on us and kill us in the middle of the night. So an important thing that you need to do first is you need to select your site. So I want to lay this way. So you're going to lay down. You're going to make a mark at your head. You're going to make a mark. You're going to make a mark about a foot past your feet. So you want to make your shelter approximately just a little bit longer than you are tall. Again, you want to make this just perfect for you. Now the next thing you want to do is you want to pile in a bunch of leaves right here, because this is going to be your bedding. The leaves are going to have to insulate you from the cold ground. You're also going to need leaves above to keep you from the cold air. I want to welcome you to your new bed. It's extremely comfortable, actually. Okay, time to get back to work. The next thing you're going to need for your shelter is you're going to need a long pole. This pole, aim for 6 to 8 feet long. You're not going to hurt anything. So we got a nice long one right here. It's standing and dead, so it's going to be really strong. So let's take it down. So we got our pole. Just going to take your base. You're going to put it back there somewhere, about like that. And you're going to break off your front right around here. And it's going to be about like this. So when you've got a stubborn branch that won't break, find 2 trees that's got a wedge in it, or they're really tight together. Wedge it in there. Snap. So now what you need is you need something to make a Y to hold the front end of this up. Okay, so I went out and I found 2 sticks right here. They're straight. If you can find 2 Y sticks and you can cinch them together like this, they'll actually hold themselves together if you line them up correctly, and you won't need any kind of cordage. So I couldn't find any. What I am going to do, it just so happens that this pole that I chose is a tulip poplar. And tulip poplars, when they've been dead and sitting around for a while, the bark is very strong And we now have a lashing. So what we're going to do, we're going to take this, and we're going to take this, and we're going to lash it just like that. Push that into the ground real good. Alright. So now what we've got is our basic frame for our shelter. So now that we can see the picture, we'll throw some more leaves in here so that way we can get our bedding down real good, and then we'll work on our framework or rib work. I've added more leaves in here for bedding. Try to get rid of these sticks that you find. They're just going to poke you in the night, be really irritating and really morale killing. Alright, so now we've got our framework done. The next thing we need to do is we need to add our rib work. Take you a stick, any stick, break it. With this tulip poplar, save this bark. This is important stuff. Take your sticks and you just lean them up against here, just like that, and make ribs. Something important to note is when you're leaning your sticks against your pole, try to make sure that the tips don't stick up too far past the pole, because what those will do is just act like a rain catch, and it'll dribble rain down inside on you. And as you're adding your rib work, go ahead and start applying small sticks in between like that. And what that will do is act like a net to catch all the leaves that you need to put on here. So now what we have is a really nice rib work going all the way down. And we have some saplings and stuff in here which will help to catch leaves. So now our job is to pack as many leaves on this thing as we feasibly can. Start at the bottom and go up. So this is the part that takes the longest. I'll get back to you in a little bit. She's about half done, a little less than that. Ideally, you're going to want this insulation from your fingertips or from your fist all the way to your forearm thick. It's not that thick right now. It's about 3/4 that. But we're getting a little low on daylight, so we're going to have to do the best we can with what we have. So let's focus on the other side now. So this ain't bad. If you're running out of daylight, you can go ahead and snuggle in with this, and you'll probably be fine as long as it's not too cold. This will be fairly warm at this point. Start packing as many leaves into here as you can, because you're going to turn this into a leaf cocoon. Those leaves are the only thing staying between you and the cold, so you're going to want as many leaves as possible. Now, to keep it waterproof, like I said, you're going to want it to be fist to elbow deep. If it's much less than that, it's not going to be waterproof. Alright, well, I'm going to call this as done for the night. So let's see how our new home feels. I'm going to crawl in it backwards because I want my head to be towards the exit. I'd say it's cozy. When you're in here, you want to look up and look around. If you can see daylight, you need to add more leaves. I feel very insulated from the ground. And what we can do is push some leaves up, and we can also add more leaves around the door right here to help block the front. But this is supposed to be your home. This will be a temporary shelter for you to stay in until you can build a better one, a larger and more comfortable one. You can have a fire, but you cannot have your fire close to this. As you can see, you're in a giant tinderbox. So if a flame hits it, or a good spark hits it, you, how should I put this? You're going to be in your own crematorium. So don't turn your leaf cocoon into your leaf tomb. With that noted, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, hit that little bell ding-a-ling icon down below, and I will see y'all on my next video.